You
How
look
we
cute.
doing? Thanks. So do you. I
Thank
felt
you.
like it was another rush job today. I had an eye appointment this morning. I
How are your
think
eyes? Do you still have them? Are they still there?
they're still there, but can you see that they're still dilated? Like,
So is everything blurry?
eh, eh. But
Meh.
this eye is like perfect, like beyond perfect. Like she's
hmm
better than 2020. She's given it
I
her
was gonna
all.
say you've always had awesome eyesight.
Yes, I have. And this one, I was honestly like, oh my God, I'm going blind. Like I'm like, it's a little blurry, just thinking it's the worst case scenario. And they're like, maybe like a reader on that side. And I'm like, what? like, like I think I'm so
Welcome.
used to having such perfect vision that any variation is really messing with like, I don't know. Yeah.
See, and every time I take out my contacts, I'm like, I got nothing. I'm so blind.
Oh, really?
So
I'm so
yeah.
lucky. I'm so lucky. But I am getting glasses.
Amen.
So
You and Cody both.
I was like, I just need a monocle. It's just this eye.
Please get a monocle. I would
Well,
love that.
I did suggest it. Suggest it.
Suggest it.
I
Suggest.
suggested a monocle.
Suggest it.
All I had to do was say monocle, and all of a sudden I went into a character. Just kidding. But so
It's
I'll get my
exactly right.
glasses
That's why you would get one
in like 7 days. So you wear contacts every day? Yeah. I guess I
every
knew
day.
that, but it's like I don't know if I just never think about it, so I forgot that you. But I am just gonna
Yeah.
do glasses to start. I don't know. Maybe one
Glasses are
day I'll
cute.
just end up
They're a
with
fun
just an
accessory.
individual. Can you wear just one contact with that?
Uh-huh.
Like, I wonder if that would feel funky with like, you know what I mean? My body's equilibrium. Like, oh man, something's off. No,
It would for like maybe like a day,
yeah.
and then you'd feel like your equilibrium was off when you take it out.
Well, at first I
So
think the glasses will be kind of fun and cute. I know that sounds stupid.
Mhm. No, it's an accessory. If you can't have fun with
Yeah.
it, why get them?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Maybe my next time I'll have some glasses on to try, and then my right eye will stop being so
do
wonky.
it.
And I was like, I'm
Do
pretty
it.
sure I was doing a lot of self-diagnosing. I was like, I'm pretty
hmm
sure because this eye's been like kind of tweaking on the outside. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure this one's having to work really hard to overcorrect for this piece of shit. It's being real mean to this
Yeah, it
guy.
might.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was like, yeah, or like some stress. And he's like, and I'm telling him it hurts like around here. Like I really get like eye headaches from like strain or whatever. But I feel it here too. And he was like, yeah, you might want to also take some Flonase for your sinuses. I'm like, oh, like I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be,
Fine.
I was like, this is gonna be bad. And he's just like, no.
I have eye cancer. And he's like, actually, you
in
need a
my mind,
Tylenol.
in my mind, that's about where I was. I was taking it places. So
Yeah,
I'm glad I went to the doctor
I
and
always do
stopped
too.
the circus in my mind from like,
Mhm.
you know, you know.
Yeah, like yeah, even this week I had this thing where my vision was getting all blurry.
Mhm.
Like speaking of vision blurry, but I was making dinner and it's like it looked like there was a ceiling fan above me because it was just like wavy up here
That's
and
not
so
good.
weird.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And it just kept getting worse. And I'm like, I gotta go sit down. And in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, am I having a heart attack? Am I, doing all these things? And
Yeah.
Cody's like, maybe you should have a sandwich. Like, oh, okay, that's probably closer to the real answer.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You got to
yeah,
start with the basics, but still that's not good if it
yeah,
keeps happening. I want to get that checked out.
yeah. I think it is like a low blood sugar thing.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know. But like I
Me
said,
there.
or like you said, it's all self-diagnosis till you get it checked out. Like
Yeah.
maybe I
My
just needed an ibuprofen.
But then there's also my sister-in-law when she had her brain tumor and cancer.
Mhm.
Originally, she kind of self-diagnosed with a magnesium deficiency.
Oh,
So,
really?
mhm. It
So
was
brain
like,
tumor it is. Okay.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was getting at. No, but it's
Yeah.
stories like her that make me be like, maybe I'd rather be a little crazy than like brush everything off all the time. Cause I'm like, ugh.
Uh-huh.
But that's why I went to the doctor because I was like, I'm gonna drive myself crazy thinking about this. Because as long as it hurts, it's gonna be a bigger issue than it actually is. So, you know,
hmm
all is well. How was your week though with
Might as well.
extra millions of children?
Extra children.
Yes.
It was only three and they were good kids and we had a lot of fun. But it's always
Yeah.
nice to kind of get things back to normal and
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was fun, but that's
get
probably
it
part
back
of the
into the
reason why
routine.
your eyes were blurry. Just the stress
It
of
could
having
be.
8 kids
Yeah,
for a
a
time.
lot of
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the best
Yeah, but
behaved
it was
kids, they still require a lot of attention and,
a lot of attention.
goings
It is
on.
true. It is true. But they're good kids
Yep.
and I like them. And it's fun to get some
And I
time
like
with
them.
nieces and nephews. So like you become the favorite aunt
Yeah.
again when you go see them.
Yeah. I
So that's the goal.
I don't get to see a lot of my nieces or nephews, but hopefully when we take a trip to Utah, I'll get to see a few of them
Get
again.
out here.
There's some who live here in my area, and I
Ah,
actually
that's
took
true.
one of them to the dentist this past week, and I'm taking her again this next week.
Um,
So, favorite aunt taken
favorite
to the
aunt status
dentist.
right there.
Yeah. We did go to the mall after. So,
That is good.
points, I think.
Points.
Yeah.
I had
And
favorite aunts and uncles and we didn't live by any of them. So, it's
I guess I
proximity isn't.
maybe kind of did, but it wasn't based on anything real because I didn't know any of them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe it was favorites based on like the stories my dad would tell.
that's true. And um I don't know, age proximity too. The younger ones are always like, oh yeah, they're my
Yeah.
favorites just because they're closest in age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some aunts and uncles could even give advice, which is what we're talking about today.
Woo! Good
You like
job,
that segue
Em.
there?
Yeah.
I just
Welcome
totally spit.
back
But
to our little white picket
yes.
fence. We're spitting
Oh
now.
yeah,
What did he say?
we're spitting. We do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should not say that.
That's what she said.
I don't know.
I mean,
No, but I was looking at
I'm a
advice
spitter.
stories this week.
Okay. Go on.
Good to know. A spitter with a monocle. We're getting all sorts of like.
Oh my God, I'm getting Halloween ideas. Just kidding.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right. Advice. I need some.
Okay. Do we? Well, no, you're supposed to be giving it today, giving advice.
Oh,
Because
I'm giving advice.
as
Okay.
everyone knows, when you need advice, you come to us because apparently we have all the answers.
Yeah.
I think
I do.
maybe.
Just kidding.
I know I do.
Excellent.
I need to give myself
Wouldn't
advice.
it be
Okay,
nice
so
if we actually had all the freaking answers? I think that's why my eyes
yes.
twitching because I don't have the answers. I'm trying to figure it out. So let me try to give some advice and see if it
No, I was gonna
helpful
say,
at all.
don't you find that it's easier to give advice to other people than to yourself?
For
Like I
sure.
have lots of good ideas for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And even if I
Okay.
know the right thing to do, it doesn't make it easy to do. I could give you
Oh no,
advice on how to like be in perfect shape, but when it comes to
I'm not gonna do it.
the follow through, I struggle a bit.
I think we all do. I think
Yeah.
we all do.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead. Go
ready?
ahead. Yes, I am.
Story numero uno, if it will. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah.
I accidentally texted my manager about him. So I
Oh,
was
okay.
talking about my manager, and a lot of these are from Reddit and other internet
Okay.
sites. This one's from Reddit. It
Okay.
says, so I was talking about my manager, and I accidentally sent the text to him. I said, this person doesn't know what be going on. Within seconds, I realized that I sent my manager the message instead of my mom. I tried to unsend via iPhone, but it said may not go through depending on software. So I followed up a few minutes later to play it off with, he thought it was the starter, but it was the battery because I had expressed I needed to step out earlier because my car wasn't starting. He responded
Oh,
with
that's a
2
pretty
emoji
good
thumbs up.
one. That's a pretty good
Yeah,
cover up, I
I
think.
thought it was a good save.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I didn't respond. I will say it's true. I feel this way, but it happened at the worst time possible. What should I do? Just act like nothing happened?
Yeah, because you didn't say
So,
his name. Like
well,
it
no,
was a
they
very
did. It just said his
Oh,
name
and
doesn't
then
know what's going on. Anyways,
mhm.
so yeah, I don't know. So, have you ever sent a message to somebody that it went to the wrong person?
I know I have, but I can't think of any right
Can't think
this
of anything
moment. But
specific.
yes, obviously
So
nothing
what?
traumatizing enough to like hold on.
Yeah. So this one I didn't think was too bad. You can kind of just like,
Yeah,
oops.
yeah.
But what do you do if you send something?
Um, I
Everybody
think
vents about
I think uh
people.
I think me, Rachel now might take ownership of it and be like, I'm sorry, that was
That's
my
kind of
mom.
my
I
take.
was a little pissed off. That wasn't intended to come to you. Like, because you don't hate someone
Hmm.
just because you in the moment think that they're really freaking annoying. I find myself really
Mhm.
freaking annoying at times. Like, so I
Yeah.
think that ownership is good as long as like, I don't know, the recipient
When
can handle it. I don't know, but I still think it's
yeah,
better to just be honest. You know what I mean?
I think in most cases, there might be a few cases where it's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna not even talk about this. We're just gonna
Yeah.
not even acknowledge it
I think
and
there, because he already
move
responded with
on.
2 thumbs up and doesn't seem upset, I'd leave it be because anything you say is going to make it sound like you're trying to cover it up. And it's like, I think thou doth protest too much,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Just making it worse. You're just making it
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah. Digging a hole.
Okay.
I've done that.
I've done that too. But yeah, if there's an elephant in the room, just acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, sorry, messed up. I was kind of annoyed. I like that.
Yeah.
I
Although,
was
and
annoyed with you.
I'm also okay with other people calling me out now. Like I want to be called on my shit, even if it is like somebody
I
will
do
be
too,
like,
but I don't like that feeling.
like you guys were talking about me, and I'm like, no, like, yes, your name was there, but like you have to allow us to discuss situations, and you're part of situations, so,
Yeah.
but it's,
And I'm not always gonna
and
like what you
I would,
do, but
exactly,
in
but it
general, you're a
doesn't
great
change.
boss or manager, but
Yeah, like, that's, I guess, so my
just
take
blowing
is
off
be
steam.
honest, but in that particular situation, I wouldn't say anything unless they said something. And then if they
Yeah.
said something, I'd be like, honestly, yeah, I was meant to text my mom and you were driving me crazy and you got a vent.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
I like that. Good job. Okay.
Good
Ready for the
job.
next one?
Am I getting points?
You are. You got 8 gold star points on that one
Okay.
and a golden nugget. Okay. Next one.
Yes.
Should I be entitled to assistance in paying the bill? Long story short, I'm 25 male in California and live with my dad. He and my stepmom built a studio and people rent the room now. I was against it since the beginning because of my dogs and reduce our space. However, I respect his decision because it's his house, my childhood home, by the way. I pay the water, electricity, and internet, and then my dog's personal bills and expenses. In regards to the studio's construction, I didn't invest or help in the making of it. I didn't like the idea. I respected his and just went on with the changes. Now, during the summer in California, electricity usage skyrockets due to AC usage, resulting in a high bill. Typically pay $100 any other time. Last year, I asked for help on the electricity bill that was $500 and they refused. Back to the situation. We are 4 people in the house, another family member that comes and goes. Now we are 8 because of the other family, are 3 in total. Usually, I wait until June to pass the $200 mark, but with the extra people and both ACs going at the same time, the usage goes up. And now I'm expecting reaching July and passing $500. It was not my idea to build a studio. Obviously, they pay rent, so the money goes to my dad, but I get shafted and pay the increasing costs of the electricity. Brought it up to my stepmom a while ago, and she told me just pay it. And giving excuses that you don't take care of the electricity, you don't conserve. I look at the pay period, and it's from April to May. And if she's going to be petty, I was going to return it. Instead, I was working and wasn't home 80% of the time, so how are these costs due to my carelessness? All I'm asking for is assistance on paying the bill that now has people outside of my family affecting it for an idea that I wasn't on board with. And I know that they either start helping me now or it will just be swept under the rug and I will be paying a huge bill for the upcoming months. I told her that I will only pay half and that I will be speaking to my dad on the subject later. What do y'all think? Should I be entitled to some assistance or because I didn't help in the making of the studio shouldn't be entitled? That was a long one.
That was a long one.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And I'm on the side that I don't think that they should be entitled to pay for the extra because, like, all the reasons why they said they weren't really into it, but also they don't, like, if they were splitting the rent for some reason, then yeah, continuing 50-50 in on that. But like,
Yeah.
what would make sense is if the
Well,
people they had renting were paying for like, we had a charge like already in there for electricity
yeah,
or something, maybe, I don't know. But to
yeah.
expect him to pay for a portion of their money making venture is stupid, in my opinion. Like he gains nothing.
Yeah.
You made a decision that makes him pay more. And
Yep.
you're basically, it's an abuse of power because then you could say, like, well, we're giving you this place to stay, despite the fact that he has been paying. So it's like there was an agreed upon thing, and you're changing it by imposing
Yeah.
people on him in that way. But yeah, I mean, hello. I think
No,
Elena's coming in. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. No, it only makes sense that if you're charging somebody rent and you say that utilities are included, that the utilities are built into the rent. I don't think
Exactly.
anybody
Like,
ever rents a place thinking you should pay my bills for me. Like,
yeah, they're taking advantage
that
of
makes
him in
no
that
sense.
way, is they're
Mhm.
making money on it, but
I
don't
think
want to
so.
eat any of the cost of the thing they're doing that's costing more money.
Of course. Is
So
Elena coming in? Does she want to say hi?
well, I think she was just knocking and making loud noises right now. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. We'll see what she does.
Yeah, I think Daddy might have called her off.
All right.
He takes lunch to hang out with her, so I can do this.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, thank you, Baba.
Well, let's see what's next.
Okay.
Oh, this one was interesting. Maybe I'll save
Okay.
this one because yeah,
Save it for
I'll save
what?
that one.
Okay.
The end because
Okay.
I want your opinion on it, but it'll be the end one.
We gotta let it
Okay.
build.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This one says coworker took my juice box from me. It says I am 28 male. I've been working at this establishment for 6 months, and so far there's only one coworker that I don't get along with. He's always down to compete whenever the opportunity presents itself. He's constantly trying to one-up me, especially in my second language, because he knows my French isn't as strong as my English. I'm a native English speaker. Today I was taking food out of my lunchbox at the lunchroom, and he comes in and takes my juice box. I felt like I was in junior high again when I used to get bullied. He told me, "What are you going to do about it?" And I froze because I honestly didn't know what I could do other than demand for it back. He ended up drinking it in front of me. I really need to keep this job. I've been struggling to find work. This is the best job I've ever had, which is tied to my accounting degree. Advice.
Advice. Go to a higher up. He's literally being a
Yeah.
bully. He sounds like he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
And like power for the sake of power, like power tripping. Like that dude is
Yeah.
just the worst kind of guy.
By
So
stealing juice boxes. Like,
yeah, basically, yeah.
what
'Cause
a, what
it's
a
like
douche.
like the rest of the stuff, the like one upping whatever. And I'm like, that says something more about him than about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't let
Mhm.
his actions, like he'll dig himself a grave. And I think maybe he just did in doing something so like kind of
Petty and
flagrantly
stupid.
just petty. Yeah, just stupid.
Mhm.
Like, to what end? What good did that do? You just had to make a power move. Like, that's not business. That's not how this works. You take it to the higher ups, and hopefully they'd be like, yeah, you don't really like
Yeah.
that doesn't actually make you go up. But
See, and I'm a little petty, but no, keep going with
okay.
your thought.
No, I was just gonna say, but our world, our society is kind of set up to the people who will step on other people tend to rise to the top. So maybe that is the type of thing they'd be
Mhm.
looking for. So I don't know, but I would still go to the higher ups because you're not going to be happy despite it being a great job, because if they won't help you in dealing with that person, then it's not going to be a
Mhm.
great job.
Yeah.
You got to address it right off the bat. So it doesn't look like you're just becoming, I don't know, it's just kind of like a, hey, that was kind of weird. So yeah. But anyways, you had a separate side of that? Petty?
I'm petty and I like to deal with things with humor, I
Uh-huh.
think.
Yeah.
So I would like, I don't know, I'd bring something delicious looking that has like super hot sauce in the middle, like a
Oh,
piece of really yummy cake, and then the middle is
yeah.
like super hot sauce. Or like label my next juice box breast milk. Be like, yeah, you can take it if you want. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just do something that makes them laugh.
Uh-huh.
And it's a little disarming. And if the guy's not a total dickweed, which it sounds
Yeah.
like maybe he is,
Yeah.
you
Can you
can
imagine
you can
doing that
like
to
lighten the
someone?
mood on it.
You know what I mean? Can you imagine
Hmm?
going to someone and taking their thing and drinking it in front of them? Like, yeah, what are you gonna
No.
do? Like that, you really are just the most entitled piece of shit. Like that
Hmm.
guy is the worst of us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So label your juice box with like something like breast milk or
I like it.
testosterone or,
He
estrogen,
might
or
go for
you know
it.
what I mean? You label it with something different and be like, oh, you
Yeah,
need this today.
yeah.
Or like, I don't know. I think
Non-GMO, vegan, soy.
vegan soy latte juice box.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with
But then he'd
it.
probably
Anyway.
just, no, there isn't. But then he'd probably dump it to make a statement.
Well, yeah. I think if it got to a certain point, I'd go tell the higher ups. But before that, I'd probably use a little humor.
Yeah, yeah. I think in the moment,
Make 'em
if
laugh.
somebody did that to me, I would be making kind of light of it. But I would also be like,
Uh-huh.
I would be probably calling him what he is. I'd be like, wow, what kind of asshole are you? You stuck in middle school? Like,
I would have been like, did
you
you just
literally
really do that? You stole my juice box?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, is this real life?
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh
and
no, he stole my juice.
I know.
Like, because it
And
really
you,
is a dick move.
yeah,
If
yeah.
it's not
And then
yours,
you're
don't
right.
take it.
Maybe I
But
would be petty because I'm not the one sitting in the situation. But if someone did that to me and I
yeah,
froze, which I totally have done, it is a lot
yeah,
easier on the outside to say, like I have frozen a lot of
this
situations
is
where
what
I'm
I
like,
would do.
why the hell did I freeze there? But it's a reaction that our bodies have sometimes, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
definitely would have used humor.
absolutely.
But also, now that I'm thinking of it, like there are so many ways to be petty. And I think I
Yeah,
would probably have gone like the long game or something big, and been like, I'm gonna take you out in another way in your life. Like you're fucking with me just for the fun of it. How can I have fun with this?
you stole my juice box. I'm
You
gonna make it
better
look
not
like you were
fuck up
cheating.
around me. No, but if I see it, you better believe.
I could
I
also
don't
see you.
respect you or want to protect you anymore.
Yeah, I could also see if that happened to one of your coworkers,
Uh-huh.
you being like running up and smacking it out of that guy's hand and being like, all right, listen here.
Seriously.
Like,
I would have been like, what kind of a dick are you? Like, let me call you a
I
dick in
expect
front
you
of
to get him an
everybody
entire
so you can know. Yeah.
yeah, an entire package of juice box on his desk by tomorrow. Like, just you don't do that to people.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're probably
I
right.
like that.
I don't know.
I like it a
All
lot.
right. Okay.
All
Hey,
right, here's
am
one
I
for you.
like, okay, real quick. Have you read like all the answers? Am I pretty much in line with what other
Oh.
people are saying, or are there people on the other side of all these things?
I've read most of the answers are just in line. I don't think
No,
any of these are
like on
too
the first
far
one,
out
nobody
there.
was like, you should just pay it and deal with it. Nobody said that.
I should go back and look, but no, I think they were all like, that's
I,
rough.
yeah.
Maybe, well, I think there were some that were like, you're old enough, maybe it's time to move out. Let them do their own deal.
Oh,
Like,
sure. That could be a resolution to it. Like, okay, I'm gonna
yeah,
leave because you're kind of taking advantage of a situation right now,
yeah.
and
If you're paying
it doesn't
enough
work for me
for rent
anymore.
anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Granted,
So
rent is so expensive. So
it's so
who
expensive
knows?
and it's only getting worse. So,
Yeah.
and I can understand why like a single guy wouldn't think he can rent a place all by himself. But if you get some roommates,
Yeah.
it's still a lot, but it's probably comparable to what he was paying at his parents' house.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna be as good as Miller Apartments. $95 in the summer. I mean,
That was
granted,
awesome.
there were 6 girls in a very small apartment. Everybody doubled up, but
Yeah.
still, it was awesome. Yeah.
My daughter works at an apartment complex in
Yeah.
Logan,
Okay.
and she says in the summertime, like really old people will come and take classes.
Yeah.
So like half of their dorm is filled up with old people. And she says
I bet you there's
it's
a
pretty fun.
program like recruiting them to do that. Like, hey, what are you doing
Uh-huh.
with your after years?
Yeah.
That would be really fun,
Yeah.
actually. I think that's my
She
new
says,
goal. Go back to college.
right. And she says
Yeah.
it's really funny because they'll have like old people knocking on their doors being like, I don't know how to open this file. How do you save this? Like that's probably
It
perfect.
says right click, and I've written it so many times. Nothing's happening.
Click, 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 click.
All right.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes, please.
Okay. This one was from Dear Amy. It says, I'm in my mid-20s and I have a great relationship with my parents. I live nearby and see them multiple times a week. They have a large social network of other married couples as friends, many of whom I've known since childhood, as they were the parents of my own friends, classmates, neighbors, and kids, etc. In the past couple of years, I've started to feel uncomfortable around one of their male friends. We'll call him Biff. He's never done or said anything specific, but I can't help but just feel this icky vibe when I'm around him. It's little things like just leaning in too close when he talks to me, holding eye contact for too long, and teasing me in a way that if it was coming from a man my own age, I would perceive as definite flirting. My parents are planning a weekend vacation at the end of the summer at an Airbnb. They plan to invite several of their friend couples, including this man and his wife. I really want to go, but I can't shake this nagging feeling that I will be spending the weekend avoiding him and not wanting to wear a swimsuit in front of him. I have absolutely no idea how to bring this up to my parents. I don't have any quantifiable examples to give them or incidents to cite as to why he makes me feel this way. And they've been friends with this family so long that I'm honestly scared to bring it up and cause a rift of any kind. What do you think I should do?
I mean, definitely tell your parents, because it doesn't have to be anything. Like, your feelings are enough. They are.
Yeah.
And I know what she's talking about, and I feel like any girl, woman does. There's just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, and I'm sure his wife sees it and is aware and feels pretty shitty about herself at times. Because when
Yeah.
you have someone who's constantly looking at everybody else, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel
It does
good.
not go unnoticed.
Exactly. Nobody's not noticing that, but they probably just think, oh, that's just him. But the fact that it's making her feel a certain way, I think she should say. And I don't know if they'd even want to address it or just kind of avoid him because he's not like acting on it. But being creeped out by someone, for me, is enough reason to just keep your distance.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would want my kids to come and tell me if they felt creeped out by somebody we were inviting over.
Yes,
Like,
for sure. And
absolutely.
just them now paying attention to it too, so that when it happens, they can call it out in the moment and make him be accountable for it in the moment, instead of just pay attention. And if you see him doing it, being like, dude, that you're a married man and that's 24, like, say it right to his face in front of everybody and let him feel a little ashamed and let him think about his actions, maybe. Just be like,
yeah,
not to say that you can't find someone beautiful or even, want to, I don't know, but there's definitely a level of like creep.
there's lines.
We've all felt it.
Well, yeah, and if it was me and my intentions were totally innocent and I was creeping somebody out, it would be embarrassing to find out that I'd made them feel that way, but I would definitely want to know. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It
would be
best
like,
case scenario, he's totally innocent, but worst case scenario, he's kind of creepy. Like,
yeah, and
knock it off, dude. He doesn't get a free pass.
For sure. Agreed.
Awesome. Sorry, I just talked over the top of you like 8 times.
No, you didn't. I mean, I didn't think you did.
Kind of I did. Dun, 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 dun.
We both talk over each other. I do it real bad, so I guess I wouldn't even know if you were talking over me because I'm too busy talking over you.
Well, that's how I feel about you. You're just fine. Like, we just talk. But sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, I didn't let you finish your sentence a lot of times. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Did we answer that one enough? Or am I just like too excited to get to the next one?
No, I think we did. Did.
Well, and even if your parents weren't like, where they're like, oh, that's just Uncle Biff. He's just, he's just that way. Then you gotta I don't know, you gotta set a boundary and hold strong. Like,
yeah,
if he creeps you out that bad, then maybe you don't go. Yeah.
Exactly.
You tell your parents, I'm not coming, and this is why. Like,
yeah, because then it's on your parents to, sure, that makes you feel uncomfortable because Biff and you would never, but that's not a good enough reason for your, I don't know. Those are the types of things.
I don't want to feel uncomfy.
I've experienced telling my parents things and having them react in a way that's just like very shocking because I'm, one time I told them something somebody did to me that was really bad, and it took me till adulthood to be able to say, and they said, we all forgive at our own rate, as though they'd already forgiven. And I just said, this is not yours to forgive. I thought I was yours to protect, but there's just a mentality that everything is just, the life after this that really matters. So just be good, brush it under the rug, and forgive, because your job is to forgive. not be
No, it's not.
smart.
We can have a whole nother podcast on forgiveness because I'm
It's
that's been a
it's
word that
it's a hard one.
I don't even, well, nah, we'll do this another time, but I don't even think I believe in the word.
Forgiveness.
I think, yeah, I think the
Is
word
this
should be
kind of along
understanding.
yeah, is that kind of along the line of I don't believe that empathy exists? I think it should be sympathy.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
to truly
Yeah,
empathize, like what that
you
is,
can't know.
you can't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and to forgive, something happened, it hurt me. I can move past it. I can understand it. I can kind of see where you were coming from or what kind of mental space you must have been in to do wrong things. But to blanket statement be like, nah, it's okay,
Yeah.
like,
Because it literally can never be undone, which is why you should be so careful with your
mhm,
action and your words and think about what you're doing and who you're hurting
yeah.
and be less selfish. Overall, I
Hmm.
think we like as a people have become really, really selfish. And I mean like on a societal level too. And we're not better for it. It hasn't helped
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah. And mhm.
But yeah,
The
another
way
podcast. Yeah.
forgiveness was, yeah, the way forgiveness was used in your story just barely, I think, is more of a cop out than
That's what
it
I
makes it so
felt
you don't
like.
have to
I
deal with.
definitely did exactly because we didn't grow up dealing with things. And so they don't
And
really know how, or that is their way of dealing with things. And to them that feels like enough. And to me, it felt like a smack in the face.
well, and relatable to the last story too, I understand freezing when you like when your kids or somebody tells you something that heavy of a story,
Mhm.
you don't know how to react. And especially when it deals with like Uncle Biff or somebody that you know,
Mhm.
it can be extremely hard to take in the moment.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know what to do with this information. So
exactly. And after that, I
I get
haven't
that.
told them other things about other people because it doesn't matter.
The answer is
Mhm.
you just have to forgive, right?
Yep.
That's no.
Anyway.
And just for the record, I'm really sorry that happened. That sucks.
Yep.
And I know your parents, and
And they're amazing,
I love
right?
the crap out of them.
That's like that's
Hmm.
why the calls coming from inside the home is so important because your ignorance
Yeah,
is ruining people,
yeah.
you know? Anyways.
And you really are in charge of protecting the people you brought into this world. Like, number one, they're
Yeah.
they're it.
You know, this is kind of going way off, but I'm gonna tell it anyways. Have you seen the
Yeah,
video from like I don't know if it's the 70s or 80s or when, but it's like a video that they put out kind of akin to the it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Because people literally just weren't
yeah.
paying enough attention to their kids. There's another one
Hmm.
that's like, have you hugged your kids today? Talking about that kids are
Uh-huh.
actually human. And have you seen that one? Oh my God, I
It
just
sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Mommy, what's for supper? Can't you see that I'm on the phone?
Hold it down, I just got home. Isn't it enough that I work all day?
At least you get a chance to get away. Dishes, diapers, dirty rags.
Bosses, bills, and nag.
Daddy!
Shut up, kids, you're in the way. I'm so mad I can slap your face.
Did I do something wrong?
Have you hugged your kid today? Did you send him on his way? With love, 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 love. She's a person just like you. She's got feelings too, so give her love, 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 love. If you hug him for a while, it'll leave you with a smile. He'll know it's love, 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 love.
This message is brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Department for Human Resources in the interest of our children. By the way,
Have you hugged your kid today?
literally I'm just like you like like we got so detached or whatever at some point in time in our history where like they had to make advertisements to remind parents that their kids were human
They
because
had
they
children.
yeah, well, because it was like I've been working so hard, I've been with the kids, like basically a song about the fight between the parents and how the kids are like just left there hurt by it all and left out of it, and it's like they actually have feelings, they're little humans, which is kind
Uh-huh.
of where we're getting now, where we keep getting better generation after generation, I feel like, because my parents gave me more like I don't know, they might not have been there to like be there for my feelings, but they also didn't squash them as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
another generational like
They did
fix,
better
I
than their
guess.
parents. And
Yeah. But yeah,
there
the
were 10
fact
of you
that we
guys too.
I
So
know, but the fact that we actually had like
Mhm.
advertisements or public service announcements to be like,
P.S. Remember you have kids?
yes, hug
Have you
them,
fed
please.
them? Yeah.
Oh, it's just
When
weird.
was the last time you changed a diaper?
Yeah. Anthony asked, I think it was after watching that or something, he was like, I just don't get how like what was it in men or in men that doesn't make them like automatically have that? Because he was there with me when I had the kids, and he's like, and I was automatically obsessed and just felt this protective, like, he
Cody said the
bonded, and
same
that was
thing.
exactly. And he's like, how is it the guys can't do this? And I'm like, well, I mean, there was a time where they like, I don't know if they weren't allowed, or it was just like this whole separate thing. It was fully the woman's job, and that definitely wasn't good for them being able to have like a real healthy bond, because otherwise it was just kind of like
Yeah.
all of a sudden this child's there that you weren't there for when they came, and you don't do, they just take all your wife's time and attention, these little pains in the asses. And until they're like
Right.
until they're an adult, they don't matter. So doesn't matter
Hmm.
what you do up until then. I don't know. Just kind of
My
crazy.
grandpa used to say that. He
Say
used to
what?
say, he would say when they're babies, they're grandma's. And when they get to be 12 years old, then they're mine. And I'm like, oh, that's not cool.
No.
That's great, grandpa.
He's like, yeah. Interesting.
But that was his mentality, and he's like, and that worked for us. Like, all right, well, gold star. Good job. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. It's just like, oh,
No,
okay,
I don't know. But
nice.
I'm he probably was trying to be the next step of better, I have to imagine. I don't know. Like, have
Well,
you
I
ever
sure appreciate the fact that my husband really enjoys being a dad and being with the kids when they're little, and like, I don't know, he takes pride in that, and I love
Yeah,
that.
I love that about Anthony too, that he still has like childlike wonder in a way, because he's still so
Hmm.
capable of going places and like his imagination, and I sometimes am too rooted in
Yeah,
reality. Um,
I get that.
and I also love that he is taking ownership right now for the things that his mental illness basically did to our kids. Like he said, like it sucks to have to like be apologizing for something that feels like it wasn't you, but he still, tries to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Be
I
like,
get that.
yeah. And
Well,
is
and the
trying to like
benefit your kids will
rebuild
have.
in anything. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, those are the type of things that later on they'll be needing to figure out how to like
Yeah.
fix these reactions they have to certain things
Mhm.
because of things they went through. So the fact that he's willing and
Yeah.
able, like I know we're fucking things up, but I think we're trying to just do better, which is,
Well, it was really good to talk to him last week, and I think you guys are doing awesome. And
well, thanks, you
I
too.
think your kids will be better for it too. Like to see someone overcome something really, really hard
Mm-hmm.
is life-changing. I mean,
And to see it just as a sickness and a reality. So if they struggle with something similar,
mhm,
they'll be able to not feel like they're, oh my God, something's so wrong with me. I mean, it's just like, yeah, this happens. People have issues, and let's do what we can
yeah,
to like live to learn with whatever issues we were dealt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And there's a huge difference between somebody who's um, trying to make things right and try to get better and do things, and somebody who's like, I'm not mentally ill and
Oh
just
my
keeps doing the
God.
same thing over and over.
Yes. And I see a lot of that, unfortunately. I see a lot
Hmm.
of that. So it makes me uber like thankful for him and his ability
Absolutely.
to be humbled like that. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, we
of
got good
course.
dudes, Tim. They
We got
might
good dudes.
might not be
Dudes are
perfect,
amazing.
but they're perfect for us, I think.
I'm so glad they're not perfect because that's too hard to live up to.
Right? Right?
Yeah. Yes.
You
Are
know?
you ready? Should we do two more?
Sure. It's
Okay. We'll do two more.
two more is
Call it
good.
good for the day.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. This one is also from Dear Amy.
Okay. What is Dear
Says
Amy? Is that a Reddit thing?
these are just different advice columns,
Okay.
just from different places around the web.
I like
So
it. I'm gonna have to do
kind
this
of
for
fun.
you and let you be the advice giver.
The advice giver. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Gotta
really
find you some
bummed because I was like,
weird shit.
yeah. Well, I was on this one that had all sorts of like awesome stories,
Yeah,
and then it shut down for some reason, and I'm like, dang it.
couldn't get back to it.
I was really liking these. Well, I
Yeah.
got back to the site and it just said it's closed now. So, all
Oh, mm,
right, whatever works.
yeah.
Okay, so this one says, "Dear Amy, in college in Montana, I majored in equine studies. That's horses. After trying for 4 years,
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
finally, no problem. I finally got into an extremely competitive internship working with thoroughbreds in Kentucky. I started right after graduation. During my junior year, I met my boyfriend, Alex. We have now been together for over 3 years. I can't imagine my life without him. Alex started law school when I started the internship. I absolutely loved the internship, even though I was working 12-hour days, but still, I cried most days and held on to one of his sweatshirts every night.
Oh,
When the internship ended, I got a job with a poultry company back in Montana. A year and a half later, I have not stopped talking about or thinking about Kentucky. My boyfriend is from Indiana and wants to return to his hometown after graduation, where he will have a client base and connections. Kentucky is completely out of the picture for him, but I would love to go back. Neither one of us wants to deliver an ultimatum, but he said that if I go back to Kentucky, it would likely put a nail in the coffin for us. I don't think we could do long distance again. My heart is torn. I know that we need to grow as individuals, but I am so lost. Will I be wondering what if forever? Do I really have to choose between chasing my dreams and my love? Torn in two. So, what
that's
would you do?
um. I mean, it's hard. I know I probably would have went with my husband, but me now is like, you have one life, and if you really know what you want to do, maybe he's great, and that's awesome. But what if you found someone greater and you were also able to live your life? You know what I mean? To have to give up a
Yeah.
part of you to be with someone else is basically like what we've always been taught we're supposed to do. And I think there's some
Hmm.
value in that, in growing together and stuff like that. But when who you are as a, like, I don't know, like what brings you joy and what you want to do to fill your days is like pretty important. So I
Yeah.
guess I might ask, is there no way that you could do something similar in Indiana? You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah,
still
that
in
was
the
my thought too.
Midwest,
Like, does it
still in
always
the
have to be?
Midwest. So, and his claim definitely holds water because, you know, he is known there. He already has the contacts and stuff like that. And that's definitely one of those.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be best for him.
yeah. So that would be best for him. I can agree with his stance. But it also like, I don't know.
I
It's
don't
a
like that
rough
he
one.
like
It's
brushes it
different
off
for
so fast
everybody.
though.
Yeah. And just to say, oh,
Yeah.
that'd be the nail in the coffin, like I couldn't do long distance with you, you're not his girl.
Mm.
If he couldn't, if he already at that point in time is like, yeah, I couldn't really do that, somebody else could fill that space easily. You're not as important to him as you are to him. Wait, you're not important to him as he is to you.
Yes, on both counts. No, I don't like that he didn't like even he wasn't even like soft about it, like, hey, we gotta decide. This is a conversation we need to have. It's just like, no,
Like,
this is what I'm doing. If you want to come, great. If not, you know,
yeah,
then that's the nail in the coffin.
yeah, yeah. Like I
Because
think that
that
right there
goes both
should be
ways.
the nail in the coffin because you don't normally,
Yeah.
you know, love someone and want to
Yeah.
be with them fully and have like a,
Hmm. Yeah, it's a tough decision to make. You kind of gotta choose between the two. And at the end of your life, when you're on your deathbed, what are you gonna look back and be like,
yeah.
I wish I'd done, I wish I'd
I
been.
feel like I would have to say go with what makes you happy. Do what you need to do because that's what he's doing. And
Hmm.
you're always going to be second fiddle to what he needs. And that's not a life worth living. Like you got to
Yeah.
be your own main character.
Hmm.
You have to be. And I'm
But
saying
the,
that as someone who isn't my own main character and is trying to be that,
it's a
you
struggle
know?
for all of us. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I also think you're right that there are horses in Indiana. It's not like
Yeah.
it's Kentucky only.
Yeah. And you
Kentucky's
could
pretty cool.
you can go to Indiana and gain some experience with horses there. And then
Hmm.
if it doesn't work out with him, because there's no guarantee in that anyways.
Kentucky's
You
still
need to
there.
have what exactly Kentucky's still there. I don't know.
But yeah,
Every
definitely do
situation
something.
is so just like individual, and there's so many different factors that it's hard to really say this is definitively what I would do or what you should do. But
Yeah. And even the advice I give, like you should do this, may not even be the advice that I would take. So
yeah, yeah.
our advice is worth exactly what you pay for it. But
Hmm.
your wants are still important, and you went to school for this stuff because it's what you wanted to do. I mean, it was that
Yeah.
important to you.
Yeah. And then you went
So,
and worked for a poultry place, and
uh-huh.
I was that one kind
So
of got me actually. Like when you said went from horses and then she went to work at a poultry place, I was like, wow, like that didn't last long. Like I get
yeah.
why she wants to go back to something. I wonder, why did she ever leave in the first
Yeah.
place? Did she meet him and go? I can't remember.
Yeah, she just said he there was an internship or something.
Oh, okay. So it just
I'm gonna have
ended.
to find it. Yeah. And then she took the convenient job at the poultry place instead of
Yeah.
going where she wanted to
Yeah.
go. I don't know why
Yeah.
Kentucky would be like it, but
I don't know. Also because I've done that whole need to go back somewhere place, like to a place thing. And turns
hmm
out after I uprooted and moved my family cross country that wasn't what I needed. Like I was just so used to change, and that's how I dealt with things when they got hard, was I changed.
hmm
I just wasn't dealing with my own anxieties yet and trying to figure out what was really wrong. I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what
But
is
at
it?
least you know that now. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's the experience that makes up
Yeah.
your mind for
But
you.
when you go back somewhere, whatever was
Hmm.
there is gone. As soon as you leave, it's gone because everybody continues to live and they move on in their own different directions. And it's just, they might still be there, but they're not there in the way that you left them. And so
Not the
you
same.
don't seamlessly just kind of like go back to what you had. So whatever
Yeah.
she thinks she wants there might also not exist there,
This is true.
you know?
So what we're saying is make up your own mind. No, just kidding.
Is that no matter what you do, you'll be fine because life's going to keep moving forward and either it works out or it doesn't. And just make the decision that's best for you in the moment and make sure the decision's about you. You know, like he's
Yes.
clearly thinking about him first. Try to think about yourself first, especially before you start bringing kids
Yep.
into it. Make sure you're with someone who
hmm
you and they like can let each other be 100% themselves and do what they want to do without having to like completely give up an
Yeah.
aspect of themselves.
Where you guys are just dating right now, this guy's just her boyfriend. You really
Yeah.
need to evaluate that. Like that's a big fork in the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take one way or the other. Anyway, if you were married, it's like you got to go where you have a job and you got to go where
Yeah. Sometimes that,
life
yeah,
makes sense. And
exactly. Because you're trying to, especially if you have kids, you got to make sure that they're taken care of. And it's about them
hmm
now, pretty much. You chose to have them. It's not your world for a while,
yeah, it's
in a
really
way.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay, ready for your last story? And this one kind of
This better be good, Em.
uh, it's it's not really, but
Uh,
mhm.
but
But
it
yeah,
was
it
good
it
enough to be the
definitely
finale. So,
the finale. Yeah, this one gave me a few feelings.
okay.
So, this one says my dad has revoked my access to the bathroom. I, 16, just got back from spending the night at a friend's and was in my room reorganizing when my dad yells from the bathroom, "What were you washing in the sink?" I replied, "Nothing today. I just got home and I haven't even used the washroom." He lets out a big, exasperated sigh and screams at my sister, 13, to come downstairs. She asks he asks her the same question, to which she responds, "Nothing. I haven't been in the bathroom today." He starts screaming in response about how, well, there's red shit in the sink, and it wasn't there this morning, so it was one of you. And then he says, "Fine, since someone's always fucking lying, no one's showering in here or using this bathroom anymore. You can go to the gas station or use the hose in the backyard." He then proceeds to throw our towels, razors, etc. onto the ground. What do I do? He goes through stints like this all the time, but he's always stubborn on the stance that he takes and can last anywhere from a week to a month. I can't just not brush my teeth, use the toilet, or shower until he decides to grow up. I'm not sure how much help you can give me. Any advice would be appreciated. So there's 2 updates, but any thoughts thus far?
He's mentally ill and he's not taking care of it and he's taking it out on them because he's having
Mm-hmm.
these reactions to whatever trigger it is and then way overreacting and not thinking like an adult and throwing a toddler tantrum, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And this was kind of what we talked about with Anthony last week, what I was trying to talk about, at least, like how so many men and women struggle with these like seemingly like outbursts and we're like everybody's mentally ill and it's like what in our society is like
Making
putting
us act like
everybody in
that.
these places where they are so reactionary, and then when they're reactionary it's like they're literally reacting like toddlers. Like there's no actual thought process going on. Like, what did you help there? You just were an asshole. You just bullied your kids. That's all you did.
It would have
That's
been
what-
easy to say, "Hey, Susie, come clean the come
Exactly.
clean the sink."
Neither of you did
And
it. Both of you, let's clean it up together. There's a mess in here. Please,
yeah,
please
you'd be
clean
like,
it up. Something.
and then here's a little lesson. It's kind of gross when you come in there and there's like blood in the sink. It's pretty nasty. Make sure that if you have to clean something, because it happens,
Exactly.
if you have to clean something, just clean up afterwards. Clean up after yourself. Be the kind of person that, can clean up after they clean up another mess. Like,
Yes.
just
Exactly.
anyway. That's
Just,
what good
use
human
it
people do.
as a learning moment. There's always something.
Yeah. They're not going to learn anything from being yelled at like
Belittled
that
and bullied.
have to use the hose in the backyard.
Yeah. And then the
Um,
thing that got me was that it's occasionally this just happens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Well,
I kind of remember that before we like really had
Yeah.
a diagnosis. It was just like, oh yeah, there's like a temper tantrum occasionally, and it was just like
mhm.
annoying, but it was just like, I guess it's part of, I guess it's a thing. You just gotta. But really, it
Yeah.
was totally
Well,
a symptom.
The second update here tells me that anyway, that's the case. These
Okay.
are temper tantrums. He may have some mental illness. First update says, my dad and mom have come to a solution for now, or my sister will shower in my mom's bathroom upstairs, and I will have to shower in my dad's bathroom downstairs. This seems fine, aside from the fact that my dad is a raging narcissist with anger issues, meaning that he'll be looking for any reason to take away my bathroom privileges. Any mess up he makes, he'll blame on me. He's already yelled at me multiple times, simply due to the fact that my hair gets in the drain when I wash my hair. So, update 2, this is the one that had me like, ugh.
Okay.
Okay. Update 2, y'all aren't going to believe me. My sister and I went out to watch some fireworks on our street, and she revealed to me that our mother left the staining in the sink. Apparently, my sister was upstairs with my mom during the shouting match, and once he finished banishing my sister and I from the bathroom and left the room, my mom dropped a little oops and a giggle, indicating it was her who left the stain, and just didn't bother owning up to it so my sister and I could take the blame.
Yeah. That's
So,
fucked up. And
yeah.
like I'm trying to think of where she could be coming from, because if I did that and I heard, I would automatically be at the defense of my kids being like, whoa, that was me.
Of
Chill the
course.
fuck out. I'll clean it up. Like you
Mhm.
probably aren't the one cleaning most things anyway. So get the fuck out of here. Let me clean it and before you throw your temper tantrum. I don't know.
Yeah.
But is she afraid of his reaction at her if she
That was
were to say, oh, it's me? So instead it's like a whoops, because he's not going to hurt you guys, but you never know what my day is going to be or my night's going to be if I
he's
was
going to hold that over me for
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, no,
Oof.
he needs to accept that he needs help. And it seems like so often the only way that happens is if they lose everything. Like you have to lose it to
Yeah.
realize, oh wait, it was me. You can't just be that with people. Doesn't matter if you have a mental illness, you still have to take accountability for it and get help for your mental illness. You can't just say, I don't have one.
Yeah.
That's just me. But
Mhm.
the girls, what sucks is they are stuck essentially. That's just their home. They just are stuck
Yep.
in, basically.
They just have to
Yeah.
take it. And there's a perfectly good bathroom sitting there not being used
Yeah. Because somebody
you know,
never learned how to handle their emotions.
to regulate emotions.
Yeah. And reacts and like people are just so reactionary. Like one of the ones you were talking about earlier, the one with the juice box.
Juice
had me,
box.
yeah. Thinking about just man, Rachel just lost her train of thought. I was going somewhere.
But why do
Uh,
people act like that? Like, why? What goes on in people's heads to where they're,
Yeah,
oh,
just to
that's where mine goes.
where they're fuck, what was it? Well, not that important, I guess.
No, just how like it was something about there's a perfectly good bathroom sitting there because of someone's reactions, and they're like, yes, and the juice box too. But if it's still not there, it's all good.
It's still not there. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. I'll interrupt
Okay.
you.
But the way we react to people matters,
Yeah.
and
And it's our
Okay.
responsibility to navigate that and take care of it and not expect other people to just be okay with it. Like that's just who I am. You have to be okay with it and then suffer the consequences of my mental disorder or just my bad reactions that I need to unlearn because of something else that happened. And now this is just me, so you have to deal with it. Like
yeah,
just that
there's no reason to change because
accountability. Yeah.
you don't have to.
And that's so many people listen to just listening to people speak in our leadership or whatever, where you'll either just be flagrant lies but it doesn't matter because they know that it
Not held
doesn't
accountable.
exactly, there's no accountability. So no matter what they said, and then because they're never held accountable for it, everybody's like, see, he was right. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. We were
Oh,
just talking
so
about that this morning
yeah,
too.
so it goes back to like I was gonna say about the guy, that if he's not held accountable,
Oh,
like
yep.
if people aren't held accountable in those things,
It'll just
they
continue.
yeah, and they tend to make it to the top
Hmm.
because they're above it all.
Yeah. Yeah. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. The
Yeah,
people
but
who are the
I've always
loudest
been the
and
squeaky wheel, but I was the squeaky wheel in a good way. Like I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna, I'm gonna call and call and call until the job is mine. I'm gonna make it like so known that like I'm the right person for this position, that I squeak, but that's a different kind of squeaking. That's
yeah.
the monster truck that drives over people. Or something.
It's not the narcissist that tells people what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
There's levels.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And we
Well,
all have
I
our
like the way you
issues.
work.
I don't
You do
claim
a good job.
perfection. Oh, thanks. That's what I was digging for. It's like she has not complimented my work today. The hell.
Your work ethic is amazing. It really is. Always has been. Proud of you.
Proud of you too. All right.
Oh,
Well, I guess it's probably past Anthony's lunchtime, so I gotta let him go back.
okay.
And you finished your things anyways, but that was fun. I really might try to
Yeah.
find some for a future podcast of
Let's do it.
find some fun things for you to give advice on, because that was fun.
Okay, let's do
And
it.
then
I'm good.
that forgiveness one, we can I could
That's
definitely
another
talk
one
some
we
more
can.
on that one of these times.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go off on that one. So yeah, we'll do it. We'll do them all.
Awesome.
And it's always fun to talk to you. You're amazing. I hope you're having a
You
wonderful
too.
week this week.
So far, so good.
And
Are my eyes still all dilated?
I
They're
can't
pretty.
see.
You
Can't
can't?
tell.
They're pretty dilated,
Oh yeah, I can.
but not like they were earlier. And my face is very
Your vision's coming back.
rosacea.
Okay, rosacea. You just look like you have rosy cheeks.
That's what they look like.
Nice. I have noticed, okay, before we say goodbye, I have noticed, you probably can't see. I've had my hair down a lot being
Uh-huh.
outside, and I've got a tan line right here from my hair. So like give my little
I can
things.
see it a little, yeah.
Yep. Anyway, like, oh, whoops.
Perfect. No.
Looks like I'm wearing a whole mask. Awesome. And on that happy note,
Just a little
I hope you have
bronzer up there. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Mm,
Good gravy.
sweet.
All
All right.
right.
Well,
Well,
I
I love you.
Lilas.
You're awesome.
You too.
Lilas.
I'll talk to you next
Bye.
week or whenever. Bye.
Whatever. All the times. Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.